Hello everyone. Welcome to a fun code session. Now as developers we can easily get used to enterprise software development and then get lost in a lot of processes and somehow like lose the interest of actually writing code for fun, which I used to do probably, I don't know, 8-9 years ago. So I'm thinking, it's what? It's 11, actually 8 past 11 at night. So I'm thinking, yeah, maybe, I don't know, I didn't write any good code today at office. So maybe I should write some fun code. And well, I haven't actually written React in a while. So I think I touched React last time, like probably 16 months ago. Now I actually switched to a new company and I'm a front-end developer, like a full-time front-end developer. So kind of makes sense for me to actually just catch up on React. So the last time I tried React, it was, I think, React 16.8.2 or something, just after the hooks were released. Yeah, I haven't caught up after that. So this is the plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to code a MouseTrail. Now, I'm only doing this for fun, so no promises. I'm also not going to put this in a website or something. So maybe after the fact, I'll just delete the code, But anyway, but I think in the process, I'll actually just refresh some React, and yeah, it'll be good at least for tomorrow. So let's start. Let me create a folder. So mkdir. I don't know. Let's call it trail. Shorter the better. Oh, actually, let me because I need to open the terminal somewhere. I'm just going to start a tmux session. Don't want to call it a name or anything. What I would do is I will open my Vim in here, open another terminal on the side. Let's do a create React app or npx create trail. Yeah, let's go. Oh, did you see what I did? I created a trail folder inside a trail. But no worries, I'm going to throw this code away at some point anyways. Oh, right, quite a bit of stuff there. So I'm going to go to this folder. And in the meantime, let me just go in here. So I'm in here, so I'm going to switch to that folder. Let's start this one. So yarn start. Coolies. Let's get this one on the side. And the terminal, I'm just going to maybe go to a reasonable size in here. So all is good. Let's clean this up a bit. So I think from last time, it looks like, I don't know, I feel like the React boilerplate has actually just kind of gone down. Let me get this one on the side. I'm just going to keep the terminal on the side just because, yeah, if I make any errors or something, I don't know how that's going to go. So let's delete this one. I'm just going to delete everything here. So, oh, and I don't want the logo now. Nice. So the first thing I'm going to do, I think I need, if I want to create a MouseTrail, I'm not going to go fancy first. You know what I mean? What I would do is I'll create like a small component that I can actually just move around, like, so the a mouse trail means that it should be able to actually follow the mouse. There should be a trail, so there should be like multiple items, following the mouse. But let's just create a function. Let's call it a, I don't know, a dot. What this will do is, let's say it will return a div. right? And let's call this a dot. Okay, yeah, I got that. I need to get the styling in here, so maybe these are the two files I need. So I'm just going to delete everything else now. So let's go all the way to the bottom. Let's keep these. No, actually, it says logos and stuff. I think I could delete all of these guys. Maybe all I need is the app. So let's create a dot. And what I need to do is get some styling. So like the app, I'm just going to copy this. I don't know how best to do this, but anyway, I'm just going to call this dot, give it a position absolute, width 50, height 50. Nice. Yeah, I think that looks good. Oh, actually, no, this is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to get this in here. More like that. There you go. Cool. Let's give this a background color. Yeah, I think that's good. So I don't need this any text in here. So I want to be able to move this around. So how am I going to do this? What I'm going to do is, okay, so I want to move this one around. When I give a left, let's say what I could give is a top and left. You know what? Maybe I should call it a position. So let's no, that's all right. So let's do top left, so we could change it anytime. So I get top and left, and I could. Now the way to actually change the top and left is actually basically through styles, right? Now I wouldn't be able to do it just by adding the left or right inside of the tag. I think what I'll need to do is, yeah, I think what I'm going to need to do is actually use a hook. So there's a hook called use effect, which will actually just run anytime something changes. So I'm just going to actually just do that. So react.use effect. So the effect I'm going to use is basically, let's see, I need to have a reference to this one, I think, to be able to change anything in here. So what I'm going to do is have a, I don't know, I'll call it ref. So use ref, I guess initially null. Yeah, and I could just change ref. Oh, actually, so the thing about ref is actually they have a current value. So the refs do have a current value. So current value actually holds the value in here. Oh, the way to actually just get the ref in here is I could say ref equivalent to whatever the reference parameter that I have put. So I'm going to use that one in here. Now, let me just get this one down in here. Or actually, maybe I'll actually get rid of this one for time. So, so I got the ref here. I could say ref dot current dot style dot top, I guess. Now let's change this to something like, just to make sure that it works right. I'm also going to change left in here, top and left. Oh yes, wow, okay, first try, that's good. So I still remember some stuff, I guess. What I need to do now is, let's see if I actually remove the pixels in here, what's going to happen. Oh, there you go. Did you see that? So the dot actually just No, it's not a dot really. Actually, it's a square. But anyway, so the top value was not applied. So what we need to do is, if we actually just set this, I think we will have to actually, let me see, change it to one of these and use it as a string, right? So I'm going to do the same thing in here actually. That's good. So with what that means is I could give the top here like what, 200, left here 100. Oh yes, okay, that's cool. So so step 2 is, now I have something that I could actually just move anywhere. I need to track the mouse, and then I need to move the item. Now I need to make it follow the mouse, but let's actually just focus that a bit later. What I need to do is track the mouse. How am I going to track the mouse? Yeah, I think I'll have to use another React effect for that. So the way effect works is actually, I think it updates like every time something changes. So what I would want to do is, okay, let me just call this track mouse, right? I guess I'll say use effect again. So what am I going to do with this? Oh, actually I forgot something in the use effect of React. Yeah, I think this actually has a dependency. So can you see the dependency list here? So there's an effect and there's a depth React dependency list. So it's a list of dependencies. Now anytime the top or left changes, this should update. So this will only run depending on, like, or depending on any of these changes. So basically I need to actually include top and left, because anytime that changes I need to do this. So anyway, so we have reacted to our effect here. What I need to do is I need to get the mouse position. So I think the way that it works is basically add event listener on window, and I guess we call it mouse move. Oh right, okay. So every time the mouse moves, we have to run something. So I will just add a function called track mouse. The other thing about use effect is, like, after, like, when this component gets destroyed, we have to also actually remove the listener from the window or detach from it. So what effects let us do is actually just return a function that will actually just like clean things up for us. So I'm just going to say window.remove, oh there you go, remove listener, and I think I have to say mouse move and track mouse. Cool is. Okay, what's track mouse now? Okay, so what is the track mouse going to do now? So I have no idea if this is a good way to actually do this. So I think the track mouse is like a function that gets an event, and it should set, or it should update a mouse x and y. So what is a mouse x and y? So I'm just going to use const, let's call it, right, okay, mouse and set mouse, react dot use state. Okay, now this is interesting. I'm going to initially put x0 y0, so that's the default value, right? So I'm going to create a state in here that will hold my values, and I'm going to say every time this changes, set mouse oh god, okay, what I need to do is I have to say x value is e dot x screen x. I'm not sure. I think it was client x. I think, yeah, I think that's client x. So there's something called screen x as well. I'm not sure if that actually just works the same way. Okay, I don't know, I think this looks good. So I also got the mouse position in here, so now I can actually just track it. Okay, now there's one way to actually, I think, verify this one. What I could do is I could, like, every time we do this, right, we could also log it. Console.log. Okay, let me just open the command line in here. Oh, there you go. Wow, okay, that's pretty good. Okay, now I could just do that. So every time if I do this, if I could also move my div along this, that would be interesting if I could do that. Yep. Well, actually, if it is a mouse trail, it should not only happen when I move the mouse, like even after I have moved the mouse, if my square is somewhere, it should actually just come follow it. So I'm actually just inclined to go for an interval. Create an interval, and then like within that interval, like a timer thing, I will actually just let the dot follow the mouse. Okay, so it's good. This is good. Let's get to the other piece then. Right, I need to create a timer now. What is a timer going to be now? Yeah, again, it's going to be a use effect, right? Because I need to clean this up and it should run on the side. So I'm just going to start one of these, and I would say Now the timer is an interesting one because I need to have a state called timer, but I'm not sure if I should have it as a state. Okay, what is a React use state versus use ref? Okay, use ref is basically a use state current initial value because it will trigger a re-render when you update the state. Use ref doesn't trigger a re-render. Oh, right, okay. It's just a long-lived value. Okay, I think that's what we need. The timer has to be, it doesn't change. Like it's just like a one-time value, then it'll be actually just removed. So what I'm going to do actually just, I will say const timer is equivalent to react.use ref. Initially a null, I guess, but if I do, yeah, there you go, timer.current, then I could say set interval. Yeah, there's a function called set interval. I guess I could have said window.set interval, I'm not sure, but yeah, I need to like give kind of a function here for set interval to execute. I'll just call it animate, and I'll run it like every 100, I think it is milliseconds. I'm pretty sure it is milliseconds last time I checked. Now we also need to give a cleanup function, so I'm going to return that in here. Clear interval, nice. Okay, clear interval, and I have to say the handle, so I think that is timer.current. So this will be executed every time this component is actually destroyed. Okay, now I don't have the animate function, So let me create animate function in here. Yep. Yeah, I think that sounds good. Function animate. See, I'm using functions like a constant type functions, and the other ones like I don't really have a like a proper way to go about it. But anyway, now animate is going to run every time. So I could change the okay, I could change the mouse X and mouse. So I could change the dots X and Y every time I animate. And it'll be nice to see if it actually just it doesn't follow the mouse, it actually just replaces itself to wherever the mouse is. So it's a different thing altogether, but I just want to see if I can do it. So I think the way to do that is to actually just, I need to have a X and Y for this, and I use a state, and then every time I animate, I change the state. So let me actually just get a different state here. So I'll say const dot position set dot position equals to react dot use state. If I can type, that's good. I could say set dot position mouse dot x. Oh, actually, what am I doing? Oh, does it work? Oh, yeah. For it to work, I have to change the values so that they are not just arbitrary values, but rather the values that I take from here. So dot position dot x dot position dot y. Oh, wow. Did I? Yeah. What am I doing in here? Right, I mixed this one up. Yeah, so that works. I can move stuff, which is a good thing. That's a good start. That's a very good start. But I think we are close. What I need to do now is actually just make it follow. Now this is an interesting one. Now, so like just imagine, right? Like let me actually just get this one to not move around. So let's just come in this one, right? Now every time the mouse is here, right, what I need to do is, I just imagine that the mouse is on this cross here, and this is where the dot is, right? What I need it to do is like, slowly move to the mouse. Now the way to do that is actually just find the direction of the mouse, and then actually just move a tad closer every time. Now there's another thing actually, that if the mouse is far away, this dot should move faster, like it should actually just jump, right? But if it is like closer, like as the mouse is here, right, this should move slowly, right? So when it's far, it'll actually just start moving fast and then slow down at the end. So that's the final result I'm looking for. Now it kind of sounds a bit hard actually to do that, but I think it is really easy, because have you heard about like this one a mathematical a geometric function that allows us to find a point in a straight line in the middle, not in the middle actually, like in any arbitrary place, if you know the two proportions onto the two sides. I think it is called what is it called, geometry. Oh, this is the one. So I think I have searched for this one before. Yeah. Right, there you go. Section formula. Section formula is basically doing this. What it's doing is, so if you have 2 points and there's a straight line, if you want to find the position in here, you could do, I think it should be somewhere in here. Oh, there you go. That's easy. That's easy. So there's x1, y1, x2, y2. So imagine this is the mouse pointer, and this is where the dot is really, and then it has to move somewhere in here. And if you know the M and N, like I think this picture is actually not that good. Yeah, I think this is a good one. Like, so there's A and B. So M and N. So it should be, so the x value will be mx1, sorry, m into this x value and n into this x value divided by m plus n. So that will actually just move, like if you want to follow here, and if you know this position, we know this position, and we know this position, we could actually just think about some kind of arbitrary proportion, and depending on that proportion we can actually just move it a tad closer every interval. So that'll actually just create an animation. That'll be interesting to do. What I'm just going to do in here is actually just, I'm going to calculate that. So let's assume I want to have a target x. Let's just call it target x, right? Is I got a mouse.x, and the way it is going to use, if this is the mouse and this is the point has to move just a bit here. So I think let's imagine it is 1 into m, right? So let's say 10 into 1 in here, so it'll only move like 1/11th of this one, right? So 10 into 1, it will be, so this is the mouse position, so it'll be mouse position into 1, right? Into 1 plus the dot position dot x multiplied by 10 divided by, now this is interesting, this is divided by 11. I'll be super excited to see how this works. I know I used this logic before. Oh, there you go. So the x value, I think x is moving properly. Did you see that? It looks really good. I don't know if it is actually just exactly that smooth. Maybe we'll have to actually just play a bit with this. So that's y. Y is really easy to do as well. I'm just going to call it target y. Oh wow, love this one. I'm just going to use remove the console log here. Maybe it's actually just slowing us down. All good. Let's give it a 10. Coolies. Look at that. That's super cool. Okay. Now there's another interesting bit now actually. Now if I wanted to have like multiple of these things following the mouse, how am I going to do that? Oh, this is the thing with the mouse trail, right? Now just imagine we have another one. Okay, let's actually that's not that hard to add. So let's add another one in here. So I'm not going to add it on the same position. Let's just for the fun of it actually do that. So there are 2 points now, right? Now, so this one is actually just moving, it is actually just following the mouse. But what the other one should do is it should follow this, the first one. So that way it will actually just, like, there will be a trail really. Not everyone is actually just chasing the mouse, but the first one is chasing the mouse and the other ones follow each other, right? Or the one before, so to speak. So how am I going to do this? Now I know I only have one dot position. Now there's like definitely two dots and I need two positions. What I could do actually is, I think I could call these dot positions. Okay, now I'm not sure if this is the best way to go about this, but I am going to create two dots, right? So this is an array, so basically I could actually just have two of these. I don't know how many of these, it doesn't really matter. So now, so this first one is right. Nice. Yeah, the interesting one. I don't have to actually just create these like one by one. What I could do is I could basically create all of them at once. So I would say I got the dot positions dot for each. Actually, this should return the item, so I'm going to do a map. Okay, I'll say pause. What it should do is post.x left. That's post.x. This should be post.y. Sounds good. What am I missing? Oh, okay. A brace. That's what I'm missing. It looks good. Dot position. Let's remove this one. Where is position? Okay, so all of these guys. I just want to see if I did actually just, oh, so there's a warning that you get. I remember this one actually. Every, like if you actually just use a for loop or something just for the React's mechanism of the virtual DOM to work and to be able to find the elements, we should give a key. So the key should be index. I think the map would also have an index. Gone. Nice. Cool. So I think I created two here. What we need to do now is actually just basically change this logic. So the first one, dot follows the mouse. I should have called it cat actually. So as a mouse, and I want to get the position of the dot one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, actually dot positions 0. Yeah, and right. Okay, let's just move only that one, and then we will actually just figure out how to do the other one. Now this will, it works. It actually works. That's good. I was actually just thinking it will not work because we need two items in here, because we had two items. I don't know how these work in basically now. Maybe there are two items. Let's go into the components and see. There's key 0. There's only one dot. Why is there only one dot? I don't know. Okay, let's change these values a bit. And Oh yeah, there are two. There are basically two. Oh yeah, okay. Because this one was. I am an idiot. Okay, let's go. So we need to move the next one. So this, I think this is working all right. It's just, so we got the first one. What we need to do now is we need to create, we need the second one to follow the so I'm just going to copy this. I know we could actually put this in a loop for the future, but okay, it's all cool. So what this is going to follow now, this is interesting, isn't it? So there's a target. There's definitely a target here. Yeah, I'm just going to call this okay. Because we know that there's a dot positions 1, I'm going to just 0. So it's going to follow 0. Now see, it gets a bit confusing now. So the first one is first target, and second one is target x2, y2, right? Let's clean this up after this. But what I need to do is what did I do? So the second ones, x and y, should be 2, 2. Let's see how it works. Yeah, there you go. Do you see that? I think it works fine. It's just that it is a bit slow, so I'm just going to change this. I don't know how these timers actually just work. It looks like it is taking some time to render, so I'm just going to, I guess that looks cool. Maybe to smoothen it up, actually I think we could change this factor a bit. Let's try to actually just standardize this one, actually generalize this one. So I'm just going to create a function called chase. So it's in the chase, there's a target and there is also a follower. Now what this one will do is basically this, right? Now this target and this target is what it is, actually just following, then this is the follower, and this is the ultimate, like the position that you want to go to. So it's actually just the result. I just call it the result x, right? But anyway, so now we got this target, so I'm going to put the target here, target there. That's all good. And this dot positions, whatever, blah blah blah, I'm going to change this to follower, this one too. And there's a factor. Let's add this factor as well. I'm just going to do const it's a speed, I don't know, I'm just going to call it the factor though, like, you know, for now, right? Let's add like a 10 in here, right? And this is going to be multiplied by a factor and divided by, actually not factor but +1. Right. I'm going to call this result x, result y. What this one should actually do after chasing, I don't expect it to actually just do anything else except it should return that So maybe I'm doing too much in here. What I should do is do a return x is this much, and y is this much. I'm using prettier for formatting. Sorry, I couldn't mention that. There's something in here. Alright, I know why this is. I'm using a pairing tool, so it doesn't let me create the next one. So that's all good. So now I have a chase. I think this is much easier to actually just manage. Now so it uses the factor. I don't know what to put here. Let's say I don't know, whatever. Okay. So I could chase this one now. So this bit of code, I could say that okay, I am actually, so it's this whole thing, isn't it, now, because I'm actually just returning x and y over there. What I could do is the first one I could say chase mouse positions dot positions, right, dot positions 0, and I could do, so that's the first points value. Next one is dot positions 0 is going to be chased by the next one. Can you see the pattern in here? Like the moment we actually just create a couple of these, I think it'll be much easier for us to handle this. I still love to keep the comments actually, but if this works by any luck, oh yeps, I could remove this bit of code. Isn't that the best experience ever? Like removing code. Love that. Now imagine we need more. Now there's a pattern in here. What we need to do is we need to call this many times and update those values, right? I don't know why these sometimes I get the reminders of that omni completion. I don't understand why that happens, but anyway, cool. What's the time now? Wow, 11:51. I guess I'm just going to finish this. So with this in here, I guess we could actually add multiples of these. So let's say I want 10 of these, right? I don't know how to do this, but yeah, maybe I should copy this one. Easy. I don't know how many, and the fact that I don't know is good. What I need to do now here is actually every time so the first one actually just follows the mouse, but I also need to, like, remember those positions. So this is what I'm going to do. Const positions is equivalent to an empty array, and I need to get the first one to follow the mouse, right? And what I should do is dot push. So the first one is actually just being pushed, and for everything else there's a target. Oh, that's an interesting one. Let's get the dot positions dot for each position. What I should do is actually they should oops. So there's a target and the position. This should actually follow the target, and after following that, it should also push it. Positions dot push. And the next one follows this position, so the target becomes this position. Now it looks like I don't need to do this one, so target has to be mouse. I think that's the only one that should happen here. So let's get target is equivalent to mouse. So first one's target is the mouse, and everything else just follows us like that. And I need to set the positions in here. Does it make sense? The first one follows that, and ultimately I update all of that. Ooh, okay. I think I actually just, I don't remember how to name the variables and so. Oh yes, I look at that now. I love that. This is really good. Just like that. Just like that. It's pretty easy to do. Okay, I think we made great progress actually. And look at how much code it actually just took. It's just that small mathematical function, and it's nothing much we are doing anyways. It's not productive. It's just like, just fun code. But I'm willing to see how. Okay, this is one of the problems. This bit of code, I'm definitely not happy about this one. So there's a length. The length could be 10, right? And what I need to do is I get that arbitrary n length, and I should be able to create this state out of that. I guess we could do that easily. Oh, Siri just. Go ahead. I didn't even call Siri. I think it's my pronunciations. English is not my first language. All right, cool. Let's do this. I don't know how to do this actually. Okay. So there's a thing, right? I could create an array of 10, right? So this is the way I could do it. I think an array of, so this is a length. So I'm just going to give the array length 10, right? And how could I could map them, right? I could map each of them x0, y0. That will create an array of 10 and give those values for us. So let me just do that. Can I do that? Will that work? What? Oh, object is not a function. I don't know what it means. All I need is a default value, and I map it. Oh, when I map it, I don't. All right, okay, so here's the problem, right? Yeah, I think that's better. Oh, unexpected token. Where's that coming from? Ah, yeah, okay. I need to return this one. Will that do? That's how I return it, right? Oh, there's nothing. Oh, okay. I think I know what this is. This is basically if I actually just go in here to node, ls, what am I doing? New array 10. I get 10 empty items. 10 empty items, and I can't do a for each or anything on it. So new array 10 dot map. I just assume I do something like that. See, it's still 10 empty items. I think what I need to do is something like, let me see, I remember this one. I know I didn't need this one. So there's a function called fill. I think if I fill that with some value, right? Fill each of those with right. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, there you go. Oh wow, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I could just fill it. I like map. I can't map it because for some reason the array is actually just not working that way. So this is good. It's good. So we got this now. So I could actually just make it 20. Yeah, okay. I could perhaps change the colors and whatnot, but yeah, but I think this is really cool. I'm happy I made that much progress within how long? It's 12 midnight. I think I should get a life and go to sleep. Yeah, okay. So that's interesting. What I should do is actually, before I do any of that, is actually just basically get this into like, different files and actually just properly like, make it maintainable. And I know that like this is by far like, it's not complete, I guess, like in terms of the code quality. I'm not that worried because I think I had fun. That's good. Yeah, I think importantly we can actually just move these hooks into like their own functions so that they are reusable and all of that, and then like our code will be much cleaner in here. Yeah. Oh, let's do one more thing. I just want to actually just add a border radius to these ones, like I don't know, 25 pixels, and that'll make it a circle. I'd love to see that. Oh yeah, there you go. That's pretty cool. Yeah, all right. I think I'm going to just wrap it up and get some sleep. Yeah, so I'm sorry if I wasted your time. So probably you had some fun. I like to actually just see how people code. Yeah, there's something satisfying about it, like especially on a fun project that you actually just get to see some output. So maybe you did that. Like leave a comment anyways. Like, yeah. If I should keep doing these kind of things, or is there an easy way that you see, if I did a mistake, on coding this? Like I said, I'm not an expert on React basically, but I have coded MouseTrails before, so I know how the mathematics work. All cool. All right, have a good one everyone, and see you next time.